Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen and thank you so much for joining me on part 2 of how to grow your natural hair. And I believe that you've also watched the first part of this video, so if you haven't, please make sure to check it out. I'll link it down in the description box because I know that some of the information right there will help you understand exactly where are we right now with how to grow your natural hair. So make sure to go ahead and check it out. So thank you so much for you who are coming to this part 2 and have already watched part 1 of this video, and I hope that video was very helpful to you. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the other things that also helped me grow my hair. So another thing that helped me grow my hair is protective styling. So protective styling is tucking your hair away to prevent breakage and also to prevent it from drying out. So you need to make sure that your hair, in a way that you tuck your hair away, you need to make sure that your ends are protected. You need to make sure that your hair does not get dry, and you need to make sure that your hair is not being manipulated in any kind of way in the process or in the time it's in a protective style. So protective styling helps you retain more length over time. The less breakage you have, the more length you get to have. So remember that if you are having your hair like being breaking all the time, you're not gonna grow long hair. Your hair's gonna keep growing and then break off again because you are not protecting your hair in any way from breakage. So you need to make sure that you keep your hair in a style that will prevent it from breaking. Another thing that may also lead to breakage, which you can also reduce by actually protective styling your hair, is to prevent your hair from losing moisture. And how can you do that? Protective styling is the way to prevent your hair from losing moisture. I know that our hair vele is likely to lose moisture at any point between our wash days, but you need to make sure that you have something to at least make sure that your hair does not lose moisture in a specific period of time. And for you to do that is to take part in protective styling. You need to make sure that you make use of protective styling. There are so many protective styles that you can do that can prevent your hair. I already have a lot of protective styles, and I already have a video about that. So protective styling is one of the greatest things that helped me grow my hair, and it's another topic for another day where I'll be deeply diving about protective styling and how much influence it makes on my hair. But you need to understand that you need to tuck your hair away. I know that some kind of protective styles that can best protect your hair cannot really be something that you want to be doing at that point, but at some point that's how you need to grow your natural hair. Like, you don't have to be manipulating your hair all the time in order for you to grow natural hair, because manipulation breaks your natural hair. So make sure that you check out the protective styles that will actually work for you, and the ones that makes you feel comfortable and feel confident about your hair, such as twists. You can also use like high buns and high puffs. They are very much helpful, but I believe that buns work much better because your ends are tucked away in that process. So make sure that you do the protective styles that work for you. You can also do box braids. You can also do, there's a whole lot of protective styles, but we're going to talk about them in another video so that we can focus on it only. So I'm just going to go ahead and move to the next thing that I also want to talk about. So what I want to talk about is manipulation. I know that I've spoken a little bit about it on the protective styling, but manipulation is more like a quietly different thing. It's more like doing more to your hair than just having it in a style and then leave your hair and not touch it ever again, like until your next wash day or until your moisturizing routine. So yeah, you need to make sure that you do not manipulate your hair. If you want to keep your hair protected and you want to keep your hair safe and prevent a lot of tension on your hair that may lead to breakage, you need to stop touching your hair or trying to do something your hair each and every day. You are always on your hair. Whatever that you do, you're on your hair. You need to let your hair go free and grow like at its own pace without you having to be a disturbance to it. So stop touching your hair all the time. Give your hair time to breathe. Give your hair time to adjust to the moisture that you've applied to it, and also work around it in order to help the growth rate move move in a way that it's supposed to. So stop touching your hair. You are disturbing it, you are breaking it, you are doing a lot of stuff that's not nice. So manipulating your hair, it's more like doing so much to your hair that it actually breaks. Like, don't do it every day. Do it once in a while, in some special occasion. Like, you're gonna have this time to manipulate your hair, especially when it's even longer. Like, it's easy to manipulate your hair, so just wait a little bit with the manipulation. If you want to manipulate your hair each and every day, wait until it gets a little bit longer. But if you wanna fall in love with your hair while it's still short, make sure that you don't manipulate it that much. Even if you do, make sure that it's when it's stretched, and make sure that you don't do it every day all the time, which is something that we're also gonna get to, which is the part of manipulation. So manipulation may lead to breakage, and also what kind of manipulations that you're actually doing that are breaking your hair. One thing that you could be doing is that you're applying too much heat. So applying too much heat on your hair can lead to breakage. It may lead to split ends, so you might as well have to trim your hair a lot often because of split ends, which may reduce your length, so meaning that your hair will no longer grow because you applied too much heat, so much that your hair no longer grows because you have to trim a lot often. So another thing also that I want to talk about on manipulation is using chemicals in your hair. So chemicals means like using dyes and relaxers and all that. It can lead to breakage. It can also lead to split ends, and you might as well have to trim a lot of hair, because the more you have split ends, the more your hair will not grow in a way that it's supposed to, which is evenly. It will not grow evenly, and nobody wants to have a longer strand and a short strand at the same time, and you want your hair to grow evenly and healthy. So the more your hair grows evenly, that means your hair is actually healthy, and it will be able to grow even way longer without you to have a lot of trims. So another thing also I want to emphasize on manipulation is using hair tools. You need to eliminate using hair tools that are not good for your type of hair. Hence, it's important for you to know the texture of your hair so that you will know the tools also that are not good for your hair. So make sure that the tools that you're using on your hair, they are the tools that are good for your type of hair. So you need to make sure that you are choosing with the tools. Avoid using tools that makes your hair break. So you want to be using tools that are smooth and that are easy to glide into your hair. So when it comes to manipulation, be cautious about the tools that you're also using on your hair, because you want to make sure that you don't over manipulate your hair or apply too much tension that your hair actually breaks a lot. So another thing that I also want to talk about, guys, about growing your natural hair is that whenever you go to sleep, you also need to have some kind of protection for your hair. That's where you need to make use of satin bonnets, satin scarves, or satin pillowcases. This also helped me grow my hair because it prevents tension and friction on my hair, which may lead to breakage and which may also lead to split ends. I don't want to be having split ends on my natural hair, and the only way to do that, to protect your hair from having split ends, I mean over the night, is to use satin bonnets, because they prevent friction, they keep your hair moisturized, and they make sure that the moisture does not leave your hair during the night or be sucked out in a cotton pillow. So you want to make sure that your hair is actually protected. I feel like this is more like straightforward, and I believe that is going to be very helpful to you, because it's one thing that made a huge difference in my hair. Even when I apply products on my hair, I know that when I use like a satin fabric or a microfiber fabric on my hair, I know that my hair will not lose its moisture, whether during the night or during the day. Like, these things are very helpful. So make use of satin bonnets, of satin fabric, or microfiber fabrics that are very much helpful in any process of your hair where you want to apply, in any process of taking care of your hair. When you want to put something on your hair, make sure it does not cause any kind of friction on your hair. You can also use like dukes or turbans or all those kind of things. Make sure that they are microfiber or they are actually satin. Even your towels during your wash days, what you use to wipe your hair from water or hair products, just make sure that it's satin or maybe it is microfiber fabric. So another thing that also I want to talk about in taking care of your natural hair is that you need to make sure that you do trims. Okay, I know that most of you will be like, Karen, but trimming will just make my hair be short. Yes, but with time, our hair, even if you feel like you have it all figured out, your routines are perfect, but there will be a time where you're going to experience split ends. So you don't want to have split ends. Split ends is where your hair at the ends has split and now it's growing like it's more like a tree. It's having a tree kind of formation. So we don't want that with your hair, because the other ends may be fragile, which may lead to breakage. And the more they split, the less strengthened they are, so they are more likely to break, and they are also more likely to delay your healthy hair from growing. So you don't want to be having split ends, which will delay the growth rate of your hair. So you need to make sure that those split ends are always away. You need to make sure that those split ends are removed at all times, because you want your hair to grow evenly in a healthy way, and you don't want to be having longer strands other than others. So another thing about split ends is that split ends are normally like damaged. So they are damaged, like the hair cuticles are not that strong anymore, and the hair cuticles are not that healthy anymore. So what you want to do is to remove that as fast as possible, so that you will not affect the other parts of your hair that it's actually healthy. So doing trims is something that is very important and something that will help you grow your hair. So when do I do trims? Well, how should I trim my hair? How you should trim your hair will depend on how much split ends you believe you have. I already have a video on how to identify split ends on my trimming video, so I'll also link it down on the description box, so that you guys can see how I trim my hair and how I knew that this was actually the hair that I was supposed to trim. So when you do your trims will depend on how much split ends you actually have over time. You can check your split ends after 3 months. You can check your split ends like after a year. You can check your split ends after 2 years. It depends on what you believe is gonna work for you. But for me, I feel like maximum that you should check your split ends, it's about 6 to 12 months. So check your split ends in 6 months or 12 months, especially when you're actually having a routine that is good for your hair. I will make sure that I make a video on how to see that it's time to trim. I'm gonna make a video on that, so that it will be more detailed and that you can have more information on it. And also I can also do some more research and add to what I already know. So I hope that you find this video very helpful, guys. So this is the end of part 2 of this video, and we're not gonna have part 3, but for now this is what I believe you can work with, and we're gonna come up with something more if I learn something more, and we're gonna make a video on that. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really appreciate your constant support, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Please do not forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate your support going forward, and I hope that you find this very helpful, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.